3 true stalker horror stories that will give you nightmares. This is Mr. H with Masked Horror. Get ready to be on the edge of your seat with these bone-chilling stalker horror stories that will haunt your dreams. The Social Media Spectre. It all started with a simple notification. Alex Random 123 has started following you. Alex Random isn't his real handle, but I want to keep it anonymous because I don't want any more issues than I already have. Back then, it was just another follower. I was a small-time influencer, mostly posting fashion and some bits from my daily college life. But as the days went by, Alex Random 123 wasn't just another silent follower. At first, the comments were typical, nice pic, or love this look. But soon, they started getting specific. You look so peaceful in your morning classes, one read. I hadn't posted anything about my classes that day. Another time, after a late study session, a comment popped up. You look tired, better get some sleep. How did he know I was tired? The real chill ran down my spine when I started receiving the photos. The first photo was of me buying coffee at Starbucks near my apartment. Then, more followed. Me walking to class, me at the gym, me chatting with friends on the campus lawn. These were not photos taken from distance. These were close, personal, and taken without me noticing. I reported every incident to the police, but they couldn't trace anything back to Alex Random 123. The account seemed to exist on a ghost trail in the digital world. All they could tell me was to keep my account private and to document everything. Then the package arrived, wrapped neatly and left at my doorstep. It contained a scrapbook, a detailed record of my daily routines, conversations I thought were private, and even snippets of my personal diary. Each page was a collage of my life, annotated with comments and handwriting I didn't recognize. It was as if someone had been living a shadow life alongside mine, watching, noting, and documenting my every move. I moved out of my apartment into a friend's place. One night, while we were watching a crime documentary about digital stalking that led to dangerous circumstances, my phone pinged with a notification from Alex Random 123. This time, it was a video. The video showed me entering my new temporary home, the camera panning to capture the street signs and landmarks, a clear message that I hadn't shaken my follower. The last frame was the most terrifying. It was a live shot of the front door of where I was at that moment. The caption read, "It's a nice place. See you soon." We called the police again, but they arrived too late. The door had been tampered with, but no one was there. My friend and I decided to stay at a hotel that night, returning to the room after a tense discussion with the officers in the lobby. I found my laptop open on the desk. It was logged into my social media account, a new message draft open. It wasn't my words on the screen though. The message read, "I just want to be close to you. You can't leave me. You will never be alone again." The police stationed a guard for the night, and in the morning they had news. They had traced a suspect, an ex-student from the college, known for cyberstalking, but thought to have left the country after his expulsion. They raided an address linked to him, but found the apartment abandoned, a setup of multiple monitors, live streaming video feeds from various places I frequented. I live in constant fear now, jumping at every notification, dreading every new follower. I've gone completely offline, trying to erase my digital footprint, but the damage is done. I am no longer an influencer. I'm always looking over my shoulder, wondering if every shadow, every face in the crowd is him. My story hasn't ended yet, and I fear it won't. Not until Alex Random 123 decides he's finished with the game he started. The police are still searching, but in a world so infinitely connected, how can you hide when your stalker is just a click away? The forgotten classmate. It's funny how life throws you curveballs. One minute you're clinking glasses at a high school reunion, laughing over faded memories, and the next, your whole world starts to crumble, piece by unnerving piece. The first letter arrived a week after the reunion. It was odd, really. No return address, just a plain white envelope. Inside was a letter reminiscing about high school events I couldn't for the life of me remember. Accompanying the letter was a photograph from our junior year homecoming. I scanned the faces, one unfamiliar. A girl standing next to me, her arm looped through mine as if we were close, yet I had no recollection of her. With each passing week, a new letter would arrive. The tone grew darker, the memories more personal. Photos showed scenes I didn't recognize, always with the same girl. Sometimes the back of the photo would have a message, like, "Remember how much she cared for you," or "You broke her heart, you know." It was disturbing, but what pushed me over the edge was a letter detailing a night at the old lake, a night I remembered all too well, when a classmate had tragically drowned. The letter blamed me, said I was there and did nothing to save him. That wasn't true. I wasn't even there that night. But how did the sender know about the lake? Driven by a mix of fear and anger, I started digging into the identity of the mysterious classmate. The deeper I dug, the more I unearthed. Ironically, several classmates from the photos had died under mysterious circumstances over the years. Desperate for answers, I turned to our school records, tracking down a retired teacher who had been close to the students at the time. Mr. Henley had taught us English, always a bit too interested in his students' personal lives. When I finally caught up to him, the truth was more horrifying than I could have imagined. Mr. Henley was frail, his mind sharp as ever though. He admitted to everything. The girl in the photos was a fabrication, a composite he created from different students. Apparently, he had been obsessed with me during high school, viewing me as the special one who got away. After his dismissal, following allegations of inappropriate conduct, he sought revenge by manipulating the narrative of our past, intertwining my life with tragedies and fictitious memories to isolate me, to make me vulnerable, to finally get his chance, he said. Why me? I asked, a question that had tormented me since the first letter. Because you were always my favorite, he whispered, his eyes gleaming with a mix of madness and sadness. And you never noticed me, not in the way I wanted. I left his house intending to go to the police, not for me, but to help uncover any information on victims of Mr. Henley. He was a frail old man, and it was not a threat to me, but I was thinking about his potential victims. However, the next morning, I received word that Mr. Henley had taken his life. He had left a cryptic note that his special student was responsible and that he would never forget him ever again. The letter stopped after his death, but the creepy thoughts will never be erased from my mind. They talk about the curse of our class, the forgotten memories, and the teacher who loved too dangerously. Apparently, you never really know who people are or what they are capable of. The whispering walls. We thought it was just the house settling. That's what I told myself every night when the whispers started. We had just moved into the older craftsman home at the edge of town, delighted by its charm and blind to its shadows. It was bigger than a traditional craftsman-style home, so we felt lucky to have the extra space. At first, the sounds were just oddities, a creak here, a sigh there. But as weeks turned into months, the whispers grew clearer and the footsteps followed. My husband, always the skeptic, joked about it being haunted, but I wasn't so sure. Our son, barely 4, started talking about his night friend, the man in the walls who talked to him It was chilling to hear him describe conversations in such detail. Then things began to move. I'd find toys in different rooms, books rearranged on shelves, and food missing from the pantry. Then one night, as I was walking past the hallway, I heard a whisper. My own voice, coming from the walls, saying, "It's okay, go back to sleep." That wasn't me. I hadn't spoken those words. Fueled by a mix of fear and desperation, I convinced my husband to open the walls and we would repair them later, just for my own peace of mind. What we found was a labyrinth of narrow passages, twisting around rooms with peepholes and tiny doors hidden behind furniture. The air was stale, heavy with the scent of mold and something worse, decay. In one cramped space, that's when we found it, his lair. A nest of missing belongings, clothes, toys, even family photos, arranged in a disturbing display. He had been watching our every move, through peepholes and hidden cameras installed throughout the house. The most unsettling part was the Christmas list, as he called it, detailing everything he had taken, right down to the socks he wore from my daughter's drawer. We called the police, but they found no one. The man had vanished, slipping away into the night from whichever crevice he crawled through. We rewired the entire house and installed new security, sealing the passages. Ironically, despite all the improvements, our utility bills went down in cost, but the whispers never stopped. At night, I'd still hear him murmuring secrets into the ears of my sleeping son. The choice to sell the house came when I found a note tucked under my pillow, written in a jagged script. "I'll miss watching you sleep." We sold quickly, too quickly. My daughter was heading to college, and we didn't want to let our realtor or the new owners know about our house's grim history. But the guilt of not disclosing our horror still gnaws at me till this day. But we were desperate. The market value of the house, untouched by the tales of its sinister resident, was enough to cover her tuition and to take home a profit. We moved far away, but the guilt followed, heavier than any whisper. I regret it every day, knowing that we passed our nightmare onto another family. The man in the walls was never caught, and sometimes, late at night, I think I hear whispers, and I wonder if he's followed us, or if it's just the walls of our new home settling, echoing my regrets.